Like, I defo romanticize the thought of uni quite a lot in my head. First year experience I was hoping for, and the first year experience I got were absolute world apart. Uni can be a very social place, but it can be a very lonely place as well. In terms of money at uni, I don't care what anyone says, money flies out of your account. No matter how big your loan is, it will not cover everything. Don't go spilling your secrets to anyone that you become best friends with. Do not come to uni expecting to, like, you're gonna meet your husband, you're gonna meet your love of your life. Like, my mum was always telling me, like, before I came to uni, like, you're gonna meet your husband there. So many people meet, like, my mum met my dad at uni, which is kind of cute. I don't know about anyone else, but the first year experience I was hoping for, and the first year experience I got were absolute world apart. I was hoping that I was going to come to uni and, like, be really social, go out loads, make loads of friends, like, have, like, the whole party life. Like, I kind of wanted that, I'm not gonna lie, because in sixth form I was just, like, such a little, like, teacher's pen, a little mole right in the library. But I wanted to come to uni and be, like, so social and go out all the time. Did that actually happen? No. This video is going to just be full of harsh truths that I feel like no one tells you before uni. And I feel like I've already just started the first one, but the harsh truth is, the type of person that you are in sixth form or in college, you're probably going to be that same person in uni unless you make a massive effort to, like, change and be a different sort of person. Like, if you're using uni to be your new chapter, to, like, step into the new version of yourself, like, live your best life, that is totally fine and that's cool, but, like, you have to make an effort to do that. Like, uni is not going to give that to you. You have to be that at uni. Like, I defo romanticize the thought of uni quite a lot in my head, which is totally fine. I feel like a lot of people do that, and especially if you're having maybe, like, a tough time at sixth form, like, you feel a bit crap, you feel a bit shit, you've not got friends, like, you're struggling with your self-esteem, like, depression, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're feeling a bit low in sixth form, it's totally normal to romanticize uni and feel like, that's when I'm gonna live this life, that's when I'm gonna be this person, that's when I'm gonna do this, do that. But, like, that's all fine, and I did that. You just have to remember, like, you have to go there and, like, be different. You can't expect the environment to change you. Uni can be a very social place, but it can be a very lonely place as well. I've waffled on about this for a whole 20 minutes in a previous video, but be warned that uni can be lonely, and I think it's normal for it to be lonely. If you are experiencing, like, really, like, a lonely time, a tough time at uni, that is normal. Like, you're not doing anything wrong, and I said that in the video. It's just, like, I think everyone will go through a phase where they just kind of, like, lull a bit and they just experience a bit of loneliness. One, because there is so many people that, like, you kind of, everyone's in their own little bubble. You have to go and join a bubble or create a bubble. So if you're just kind of, like, going around on your own, you'll struggle a little bit with the loneliness. When it comes to getting a house, obviously this is more a second year, third year problem, but, like, it is way harder than you think it is. Like, there are 1,000,001 houses on the market, like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of houses to go around, but are they all good? No. Are they all clean? No. Do they all have good landlords? No. Are they all affordable? No. It's a lot harder than you think. Like, however long you think it's going to take you to buy, or not buy, lol, buy a house at uni, however long you think it's going to take to find a house, add on, like, an extra month or 2 months even, because it's so hard. Even harder if you're doing it as, like, a small group. Like, I was looking for a house with 2 other girls, so there was 3 of us total, looking for obviously a 3-bed. That was quite hard. And then if you're a 2-bed, that's going to be way harder as well. And I think the less people, the more expensive, so bear that in mind. Not saying that you should intentionally go for a 5, 6, 7, 8 bed, but I think they have an easier time trying to find a house. It's still really hard just because there's so many people looking, and, like, not all of them are very good, so you're all kind of chasing the good ones. But yeah, it's a lot harder than you think. I wouldn't, however, I don't recommend, like, jumping on it and looking early, because you might end up rushing with the people that you're with. Like, yes, you might get a nice house because you did it early, but, like, be so careful with who you sign up for with a house. Like, I'm going to touch on it a bit later on in the video, but, you know, if you have those friendships where you, like, magically become best friends with someone really quickly, like, be careful with that, because that could be a red flag. But in terms of the housing situation, I highly recommend uni homes to look for houses. Rightmove isn't very good. I wouldn't recommend that. The local estate agents in your area, like, have a look on their websites. And even, like, I'm not gonna lie, the one house that we found, which was really good, one of the best houses that we went to, was we literally walked into the estate agent and told them what we were looking for, and then they gave us a house which wasn't on the market yet. Like, no one else had seen it or gotten into it, and, like, he showed us the pictures, and I think we then went to view it and then we got it. So I think walking into a place, telling them what you're looking for, is probably the best way to find somewhere. You probably hear this in every uni video, but hopefully I'll give a different POV. But you will get out of uni what you put into it. Like, it's literally like if you are like gonna grow like a little plant, like the more you water it, feed it, give it attention, put it in the sunshine, like the more you give, the more it's gonna grow, and the better it'll be. If you're not too happy with your uni experience, have a think about how you can like just do more, go out more, meet more people, because on it, genuinely, like your uni experience will be better the more that you do. And I don't always mean like meeting new people as well. Like, I remember when I was feeling a bit lonely and a bit down, I tried to like rekindle old friendships. Like, honestly, you would be surprised how many people are going through the same thing. Like, if you are feeling a bit low at uni, like see if you can message like a couple of people that you've not spoken to in a while. Like this is just a guaranteed thing at uni, but you will meet people and you'll go out with them or go out for fun, like clubs, whatever, like society stuff, and you might have a good time with them or whatever. But if you don't like get their Snapchat or Instagram, you literally never see them again. Like, be so on it when you have a good time with someone, or if you meet someone that you think you like, ask them for their socials, because like it's not a guarantee. Like, don't just think like, oh, I'll like stumble across them again. Like, you might not. Not only that, if you feel like later on down the line, like every afternoon you're just sat in your room and you never go out, you feel like everyone else is going out but you're not, use that as a chance to like rekindle some old friendships that you might have had. Like, you can use that as a chance to like just quickly message people that you've like maybe met once or twice and see how they're doing. Because genuinely, like, I promise, I know it feels weird at the time, like I've literally spoken to this girl once, like why am I messaging her? But you would be so shocked. Like, the amount of people going through the same thing is just insane. So definitely do that. And I mean, you wouldn't know it because no one talks about it. Like, no one broadcasts that they're feeling lonely. I mean, besides me, obviously, with that video. Like, no one's gonna shout in a group chat like, I'm feeling lonely, anyone wanna hang out? Like, no one does that. That's why you never hear it. Like, you won't know someone's feeling the same way because everyone keeps it to themselves. So obviously no one's gonna know. Like, everyone's wandering around like at uni, you feel like there's just so many people around you, and you feel like you're on your own, you're the only one that's alone, but so many other people are as well. In terms of money at uni, I don't care what anyone says, no matter how big your loan is, it will not cover everything. I don't know what it is about uni, but literally, especially in the early stages, like money flies out of your account. Like, any social setting, any social event, any society thing, everything costs money. No one like, it's so hard to socialize for free unless you have like, unless you've already got a group of friends. Like, I socialize with my friends all the time, and it's literally like we'll just hang out at someone's house. In terms of when you're just starting out, everything costs. It costs to join societies, it costs to go to their events. Even if you are a member, it still costs. It's just cheaper sometimes. Like, sometimes they give a discount for members, and then non-members it's more expensive. To even just travel places, if you're really lucky, you get a place in the city centre, which, I mean, you just need to be in the city centre to really make the most of everything. But if not, you're going to get bus tickets and train tickets, which costs. Like, to go bowling costs, to go to the movies costs, anything non-alcohol or non-clubbing costs, but then all the clubbing stuff costs as well. Definitely be prepared to spend a bit more than you expected. Like, you can have a budget and everything, and to have a budget is really good, but it's so hard to stick to that budget when you want to go out and meet people and make the most of things. And I would honestly say, like, don't limit yourself to your budget too much, because there's not a lot that's free at uni when it comes to socializing, which is so bad. Like, unis really need to think about that a little bit more. Like, I totally get societies, they need funds to organize events and organize fun stuff, but you know, when you're trying to make the most of everything and paying for all of that, it definitely adds up. So don't stick to your budget rigidly. I feel like it will limit your social life a little bit, but obviously just bear it in mind. It's a tough balance. As the years go on though, thankfully, like, that cost goes down, because I'm not like joining every society under the sun, but as a first year, I definitely recommend that. And obviously when you've got your friends, like, you'll all just do your own thing and you won't need to go to societies to do stuff. Like, you'll do stuff at each other. A lot of people have been in their overdraft. Like, a lot of my friends have been in their overdraft. I've never been in my overdraft personally, but I think that's because I am more of like a budgety person, and I keep track of like my spending, and I don't get the max loan, I don't get the minimum loan, I'm more in the middle, but it just does not cover everything. Like, I'm always dipping into my savings sometimes, and like over the summer, every summer that I've been at uni, I've like had either a part-time job, or I've like just done bits and bobs with family, like making money that way. Like, I'm always like having to like, oh, transfer £50 here, transfer £100 there. Like, I'm always making quick transfers. Like, if you get the max loan, maybe that will cover everything, but I don't know. In terms of a car, do you need a car? Do you know what, that I can't even give you an answer because it massively depends. If you're someone who's really independent and you're happy being at uni, like you're loving your life there, you probably don't need a car to go home and stuff, unless you need it for work. But yeah, I don't think it's essential to have a car at uni. I don't think it's essential because obviously if you're in a big city, the trains and buses are probably really good to help you get around. And if you do want to go home, you can get the train. The only reason why I'm so glad that I have a car and I can't imagine life without a car right now is because my placements are all over the place. Like they're all over the northeast. Like if I didn't have a car, trying to get a train to somewhere 2 hours away and be there for 9 o'clock in the morning and back for 5 p.m. at night, like it's just I mean, I can't imagine that. So I think if you can figure out before uni starts what your placements are going to be like, or if you need to travel, definitely take that into account, because you wouldn't want to have a car at home and then be like trying to do bus tickets and train tickets to placements that are super far away. In terms of dating, I'm completely unqualified to talk about this. Like, I've not had a single relationship come out of uni. I've not had a single relationship full stop. So I'm completely unqualified to talk about this. But I feel like, from what I've seen from my friends, it's very easy if you wanted to see someone long distance while you're at uni. Like, I'm saying it's easy as if I've done it, but I see a lot of people doing that. And a lot of people seem to like manage that and juggle it. So if that's something that you're worried about, like, would I be able to maintain this? I guess I see people doing it. If I'm putting myself in their shoes, it's probably really hard. Like, seeing any long distance is hard, let alone when you're at uni and you're really, really busy. In terms of dating at uni, within your course, in your year group, that happens a lot as well. I mean, with that being said, like, cheating happens a lot. The amount of times I've seen someone who, I don't know them personally, like, it's just a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, and I'm like, I swear he's got a girlfriend, or I swear she's got a boyfriend, and they're like getting off with someone at the club. Like, that happens. That's happened a few too many times, I'm not gonna lie. With that being said though, like, do not come to uni expecting to, like, you're gonna meet your husband, you're gonna meet your love of your life, like, you're gonna meet your... Do not come into uni expecting that, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, if you're studying a really intense course, like you're doing like a science, or like maybe you're going to like a really intense university, like, you're going to be so busy, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it's even hard to make time for dating and dating apps and like going out with people. It's hard to make time for yourself, let alone your friends, let alone for someone that you're trying to like date and stuff. Do not underestimate how busy you're going to be. My mum was always telling me, like, before I came to uni, like, oh my god, you're going to meet your friends for life, you're going to meet your husband there, so many people meet. Like, my mum met my dad at uni, which is kind of cute. But yeah, do not get your hopes up for that, because I think you'll probably be let down. If it happens, it happens, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. You can't really rush these sorts of things. And I think when you put uni into context and you actually think about how old you are, like, okay, like, you shouldn't be stressing if you're literally 18, 19 trying to find a boyfriend or a husband. Like, 18, 19 is so young. Imagine if you weren't at uni. 18, 19 in the real world is like, people still think you're a child. Even if you were like 21, you're so young. At uni, when you're 21, you know, you're kind of like a third year age, or maybe second year if you did a gap year, but you feel old because you're at the top of the chain, like you're about to graduate in third year, but you're so young. Like, in the real world, you're literally 21. Like, that is so young if you think about it. Like, you've got no experience. All you've done your whole life is be in school. Like, you've gone from school to college to uni. You're so young. Don't put that pressure on yourself to like meet someone and like date and stuff. Even, I mean, you can make time. I'm saying like I'm in the library 24/7. I'm not. I've been on dating apps and I've gone on dates, if we want to call them dates. Don't put pressure on yourself, because it's just, you're so young. Do you know what I mean? The unis, do you know what, when it comes to like serious events, like I'm talking like a hate crime, like someone's been like super racist, someone's been super sexist, someone's had assault, when it comes to like proper stuff, I don't think, you would be surprised how little your uni does. They'll investigate things. It's never taken properly seriously to make everyone else feel like safe. Like, that person is not normally, from what I've seen, in my experience, like, they're not held properly accountable for what they've done or what they've said. It's happened a couple times, but someone said to me like, this person did this and all the uni did was like literally nothing. Don't go spilling your secrets to anyone that you become best friends with straight away at uni. That is rule number one of how to look after yourself and how to make sure that you're not gonna like become friends with the wrong people. I don't know what it is about certain people, that certain people know how to make you really close to them really quickly. If you've not had this experience yet, like it probably happened at uni just because there's so many people and so much going on. But I saw a TikTok, I don't know how to explain it, but it literally is this TikTok. I'll put it up. Like if you feel like you're becoming close with someone super quickly, like best friends, like not relationship, and like you're spilling your secrets to them and they're spilling their secrets, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, and I'm not saying that this person isn't your friend. I've literally been there. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm just speaking from experience. If you're going from 0 to 100 in the space of a month, like this person is your like absolute ride or die best friend, be so careful, because you don't know what's going to happen in a couple of months. Sometimes these people will turn their backs on you and things will just go from like, it'll do a 180. You will not recognize the person that they become if things go west. Like, you just need to be careful. And what I would say, if you are getting close to someone and sharing stuff, like don't share anything that you wouldn't be comfortable sharing with anyone else. Like, this sounds horrible, but don't make them super special in your eyes and tell them like secrets that you wouldn't tell anyone else. Like the stuff that you're telling them, you should be comfortable to tell anyone else, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not the sort of person to like overshare in a friendship and like say lots of things to get someone to like me. I'm not really that sort of person. But sometimes when these interactions happen, when you're getting super close super quick, it's because they're doing that, and you're just like, because they're opening up and like you're learning more about them, you start to like them more, and then you share a little bit and then it just kind of spirals. But have it in the back of your mind that if it feels like things are moving a bit too quick, and like keep an eye out for any like red flags that you notice. Like if that person like said something that's like been a bit offensive, or if they took it too far sometimes, stuff, if they're making you do things you wouldn't normally do. Like, in terms of heels, this is my last one. Do you need heels at uni? Should you bring a pair of heels? You need to wear heels to clubs? You do not need to wear heels to clubs. I mean, you literally don't. If you're going to a university city, you absolutely don't, I promise. Like, bring a pair of heels if you want to go for like some of the balls. Like some unis have like a freshers ball, mine didn't. But so yeah, you definitely dress up for that and bring like a nice dress, or you can buy one when you're here. If you're going to a uni city where every single person's in trainers, like I promise, cargos and trainers are what you'll see like every single night out. That's what everyone's wearing. The only clubs that will require heels are the more grown-up ones that are a bit more like fancy. All the university clubs and bars, like everyone's wearing trainers. So those are my harsh truths. Nothing will prepare you for uni like actually getting here and being here. I feel like I could talk for hours on this topic of uni and things that I wish I knew, because there's just so many misconceptions. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you later. Bye.